sprinting during this break?
I did sprinting when Christy made me sprint. Other than that, tried to relax a good amount, and then it was good to get back here and work on a lot of stuff that we needed to work on. And honestly, I felt like we had some really hard practices. Like, we were in here going hard for 2.5 hours a lot of the days, and at times it almost felt even more challenging than training camp was for us. So I thought it was a good period for us to work on a lot of things that we needed to work on, but also things that the coaching staff identified was areas that we were weak in the first 26 games, and that we have to improve in, especially defensively going forward if we want to have a chance to win a lot of games.
Christy also mentioned that you guys kind of grew a lot closer as a team in terms of team chemistry. Do you feel that at all from this break?
Yeah, I think just having time to do things outside of basketball, whether it was set up by the team or things that we were just planning on our own. It was fun to do that and not have so much pressure on us and the basketball pressure, and you don't have to think about a game that was the day before, a game that's happening 2 days later, just to really enjoy the moment and spend time with your teammates. I think building relationships is really important, and I think that's going to help us have success through these last 14 games.
Go Scott, then we go Matt.
Ty was joking how he was kind of the mayor of All-Star Weekend. What do you kind of expect to carry that torch for next year?
Oh gosh, no. I mean, I'll be hiding. I'm just happy I'll be able to sleep in my own bed. If I'm lucky enough to be an All-Star again, I would just not have to sleep in a hotel room, not have to travel. I think that's what I'm most excited about. But honestly, I'm really happy for our organization and our franchise and the city of Indianapolis. I think it's a testament how they've supported us to begin the year and the first 26 games. We've had a ton of fans on the road, had a ton of fans. Every single game at home has been sold out. You can just feel the buzz and excitement. So I don't think there was a better place for the All-Star game to go next year. I think everybody knew that. So I know they're going to do everything they can to make this All-Star the best there has ever been in WNBA history. And I don't think, I think that's something that is easily going to be accomplished because they're going to spend a lot of time and resources into making it special, not only for the athletes that are chosen to, represent their franchises, but for the city that has given so much and our fans that have given a lot. And, I'm excited even though it's a year away. I'm sure my family's already planning. Who knows? I'll be here one way or another, whether I'm there or not. I guess I live a minute away. I could walk here, so.
That's crazy, man. So I just want to stop right there. The league did something right. They know where the hype is at. So now they're going to bring the All-Star game to Indiana. I mean, that right there, the league did something right. You got to congratulate them on that. That's going to be a packed out house. Tickets it's going to be sold out. It's going to be all Caitlin Clark fans. They did it right. They know what they're doing now. Not internally, but I mean a little bit. So that's big right there. And also I want to touch on something that Chrissy Sides, that the reporter mentioned, and I heard the pregame interview with Chrissy Sides. I just forgot to post it earlier. I'm going to leave it alone now. But, being able to build that team chemistry is so big that it could change the way a teammate plays and has the same energy for you. You get what I'm saying? You got to remember, this is essentially a brand new team. They came in, they had 4 or 5 practices, then they got straight to games on the toughest schedule of the year. They had the toughest schedule of the year going to the year. Out of all the teams, they had a toughest schedule. So that says a lot right there. And then just being able to open up, Caitlin Clark and everybody, just being able to be yourself around these people. It's different when you know someone, but then you know someone. So I think that's big, and I think what Chrissy Sides did is going to show, and I think this team is going to improve, and I definitely see this team moving up in the playoff rankings. I think this team, they have everything they need. They got the bigs, they got the skill set, they got the passing, they got the point guard, they got the defense. The defense is the only thing that they just need to be aggressive, be a little bit more physical, and they'll be perfectly fine. So I'm very excited for this right here. And them just bring the All-Star game over to Indy, that's just a huge, huge, huge move.
When the numbers come out this week about just everything going through the roof since you got here, are you numb to all that? Or does that, other than Freddie blowing up, obviously?
Yeah, Freddie did blow up.
What is that feeling like for you?
I think statistics are very interesting. I think it's one thing to feel it, but when you have numbers that are backing it up and you see that growth from just less than a year ago even to now, it's absolutely incredible. It makes me excited about the possibility of the future. It makes me very grateful for everything that's happened, and I mean, it's impacted a lot of people's lives. Obviously, not just us players, but people that work here, Freddie, you know, whatever it is, people that work in the team shop, or, you know, you can go on and on about everything that has kind of changed. But I think for me, it's like numbers don't lie, and it's the same as basketball. Like, numbers don't lie, film doesn't lie, and it's the same for how much growth our franchise has had over the course of the last year. So it makes me really happy. And, like, yeah, some of those stats are really funny, like hot dog sales and Freddie appearance, you know, people wanting Freddie to come and show up at whatever it is. I mean, we might have to get more Freddies, I guess, honestly. I don't know how many. There's a mini Freddie. I like mini Freddie. Mini Freddie just shows up randomly every 10 games. It's like, you never know when he might show up, and then mini Freddie is suddenly on the court for a game. So maybe he'll be there tonight. I don't know. Who knows?
We go Matt, then we go Christine.
Hi, Caitlin. With these 3 more weeks off, how more refreshed, rested do you feel compared to the start of the season where you had the 3 weeks to prepare after the draft?
Yeah, I definitely feel more fresh and prepared and whatever it is. But I think, you know, still understanding that this league is very difficult and kind of getting back into the routine of things. I mean, I felt like we were playing good basketball right before the break, and especially myself, I felt like I was starting to get in a groove. So it was like kind of a weird thing of like, I wanted to kind of keep playing. Like I felt like we were kind of find our flow together, and me myself. And then you go on a month-long break, and it's like you don't get to play for a month. So I think there's definitely a balance of it, and I feel like we've been itching to get back out on the court, especially over the course of the last week. It's like we've been ready for it, and now you guys got to come out and show the work that you've put in. And you know, some games are going to be great, some games aren't going to be great. That's just how this league works. It's going to be taking it one game at a time, and I thought that's what we did really well there over the course of the last 2 weeks before the break. Is like we were only going one game at a time, and I think that helped us have more success, honestly.
Go Christine, then finish with James.
Caitlin, 2 questions. One, when was the last time you didn't play a game for a month? Was it a year ago going into the Kinnick?
Probably, yeah. So we had our foreign trip that summer too. So probably in that area, yeah.
Right. And we're past the halfway point, obviously, but this is kind of seen as a restart or what have you. How would you assess what you went through in that first part of the season? You know, running the gauntlet of the 11 games in 20 days and not only surviving but thriving. Kind of what is your assessment of that as you now look ahead? Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something I can reflect back on, and I feel like I've grown so much, and I'm really proud of myself because I felt like those first 11 games in 20 days were like really difficult for myself because I expect so much of myself, and I wanted to be so good, not only for my teammates, and we were all trying to figure it out, and everybody expected us to be great, and then you're 1-8, and everybody's frustrated, and we're like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? But I think continuing to stay positive and to stay the course, I think it taught us all a lesson of being able to persevere and be resilient and show everybody that instant gratification isn't always, you know, the greatest thing in the world, but that's always what everybody wants. And I think it's going to prepare us for these last 14 games, honestly. I think if we don't start 1-8, who knows, you know, where we're going to be at the end of the year. I think we're in a great position in 7th place, but every single game is going to be important for us. And I think every single person on this team has learned a lot about themselves and what they need to bring to this team to help us be successful. And once we've figured that out, everybody sees like, all right, this franchise has so much potential. And for me, that's what gets me excited and want to come and work here every single day.
Last one, James.
Caitlin, you've been winning at every stage or every level of your life. And so when you look at this and you're in the thick of the playoff hunt, what's that chase like right now as a competitor?
Yeah, it gets you excited. I think if a lot of people at the beginning of the season, like we're 1-8, and if people thought we were going to go to the break at 7th place, a lot of people would have thought you were lying. I probably would have thought you were lying too. But we just came and continued to work. And once we found our groove, I think people just found confidence. And I think for a young group that, you know, there's a lot of young players. I'm in my first year. AB's in her second, Liz in her third. We're playing a lot of people that don't have a ton of experience in this league and how this league works. Confidence is everything. Confidence is good for the group, and it's also contagious. So the more we've had of that, the better we've been. But like Christy said, like obviously playoffs is our goal. That's my goal for this team. But it has to be one game at a time. You can't get too ahead of yourself. That's how good every single team in this league is. Like, you know, we lose to the Mystics at home, who have only won 6 games, and they're a really, really good basketball team. So that's just an example of you better come ready to play every single night.
We should not have lost that game to the Mystics. That shit frustrated me so bad. But look, everything she's saying, man, look, All I'm going to say is this. I'm not sure why we gave her a break. I think she's going to be on an absolute tear to finish off this second half. Not just her getting the break, her teammates getting a break. And the main thing is fixing the defense as a team. And then I did a video earlier, if you check out my other channel, CEO Kana. There's a video they put out, and it just shows a clip of Erica Wheeler pulling Caitlin Clark to the middle of the huddle type of thing, or middle of the talk. And at the beginning of the year, Erica Wheeler probably wasn't as comfortable doing that. But now, you got to be able to check one of your players. Get in their ass a little bit. Hey, go to the right. Hey, shoot the ball. Stop hesitating. And being around each other for a month or 3 weeks or whatever the case is during like a training camp type vibe and weight room, that's where you build that type of chemistry. Eating together, laughing, weight room, the hard work, the practices. That all matters. So I'm actually very happy Caitlin Clark didn't go to the Olympics. I think it gave her an opportunity to gel even more with her teammates, and I think this is going to make them a better ball club in general. I think the Fever, they already play fast. They already get out in transition. They're going to knock down shots. The only thing is coaching. You got to let Caitlin run the point. As far as like let her run the offense. Then you got to work on rebounding a little bit and in defense and just aggressiveness. We have to be aggressive. We have to understand that we got fouls to give too. If they want to play aggressive with us, we're going to play aggressive with them. And I think one thing that helped Caitlin is learning how to get out of a trap. They're going to trap you. They're going to play a little faster. So you guys got to understand. Come up and help your point guard. Okay? Look, one thing about the Fever, if you look at their schedule and look at who they've beaten pretty much every good team in the league. They've lost a couple games here and there, but they've beaten pretty much every good team at least once. At least once. The Mercury, they've beaten out 3 times. So, yeah, man, this is going to be Caitlin Clark's pregame. I'm very excited to see. I haven't watched or did the reaction yet, but I'm going to. But the little clips I've seen already on X and things like that, you know, her legs look under her. She's looking quick. She's looking fast. So I'm very excited about this. So, yeah, man, it's your boy CEO Con. If you have not, make sure you guys sub up to the channel. I got a lot to say. I'm going to leave this right here because we got so much content to get to. I'll catch you guys on the next video. We're out.